Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Today I wanted to share a flip through of my bullet journal. I'm currently using a Hobonichi Sneaker Weeks, and I've been using this since the beginning of the year. But if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've also used a Sporadic and that I drew out all my pages. And I also used rings later in the mid-year. And then I decided to just use one planner. This is the first time, I believe this is the first time that I've ever used just one planner, and I'm enjoying it. And I needed to figure out how I used my Sporadic, which is you know, the format and everything that I contained in my daily pages. And I needed to figure out, because I contained the same things in my rings, I needed to figure out how to consolidate them and use them in my my Hobonichi Weeks. So that's what I was working on. I did not want to share my Hobonichi Weeks until I really got my system down, and it's changed in these past couple of months, and so therefore that's why I really didn't share a video earlier. So here in the beginning, I just have some functional stickers. And if you're new to my channel, my system is basically I do just a bullet journal with a little bit of Franklin Covey, a dash of GTD, and memory keeping is also very important to me. You'll see a lot of that in here. And also I keep track of my social media, my YouTube and my Instagram. And I made it all fit in this one little book. That's why in 2023 I am using 2 sneaker weeks. I'm keeping 6 months in one book and 6 months in another. So January through June in one, and then July through December in another. And if you have not seen that video, I will link it below in case you're interested in seeing that. So here I just keep it simple. This is a to buy, and this is kind of like a little brain dump inbox area. Here is a little pull-out, a monthly pull-out. It's a pocket size from Peanuts Planner Co. And I have a small, you know, part-time job as a caretaker for a senior down the road. And actually I help another caretaker, and in order to help her out, I just took her morning shift. And then what I do is I keep track of my hours here. So this is for the full year. I just started doing that the later part of this year, and so I'll put a new one in my 2023 weeks. These were just a little sticker, a summary of high level things I wanted to focus on each quarter, and I just use stickers to, I don't know, to liven it up a little bit. Here is where I track my social media, my YouTube and my Instagram on top. And I just like to keep track of it because I don't want to regret not doing it, and then later, you know, as years go by, I look at it and see how, you know, my channel has grown. And here is my monthlies. I keep track of it just like a monthly. Appointments, birthdays, bills, work schedule, trainings that I have. And I just use, you know, washi, a little bit of stickers. And these stickers, monthly stickers, in the back, I just used my liner and I scribbled it, and then I put the monthly stickers from Hobby Lobby. And then here I started doing like this month. So what were main things happening this month that I didn't want to forget? Like this month, farmers market opened, the pools opened, and there's certain things that I needed to focus on or not forget. And so I did that for every month. And it looks busy, but I know what everything, you know, what everything is. And this is December. So I did cover some monthly calendars, and so this looks a little different in terms of what a typical Hobonichi Weeks has. So here I have my yearly goals, and I really have not utilized this section as I should have, and I'm really wanting to, in 2023, to incorporate that more in my monthlies. And here is my future log starting in February. And anytime and this is strict bullet journal, anytime I have something, an idea or anything in my head that I want to get done, or things I need to do or call, or like appointments, future will always go in my future log. And then from here, I created these. Here, let me go turn the page here. This is October. And because I didn't have enough pages, I consolidated. I'll have October and November in this one. And what I do is those tasks from my future log, I sort like tasks here. This is for my daughter. I categorize everything, all my tasks. It just helps me to see things in a clearer way. That's just the way my brain works. This is for home, planner, faith, YouTube, and church. And because I did not have enough pages, October will be here. I will leave it, you know, whatever I complete, I X out. And then I'll add November, and then whatever doesn't get done, I'll consolidate it or move it over, migrate over rather, to December. I have enough pages in my 2023 planner so that I won't go into that, or it won't happen again. And then here, I started doing the top threes. This page you can divide into thirds, and I divided it into half. And so my appointments are here, my top three, my task for the day, and then these are my weekly tasks. And then, you know, a tracker here. I always have my what I'm going to do for my YouTube and calls that I need to make. It's mainly my children, and I kept that like that. And the good thing about the weeks, you can change it, you know, anytime you want if it's not functioning for yourself. And I started changing things up. Let me see, I did weekly tasks, I did priority. Yeah, I kept it the same. I want to say I changed it. Yeah, I think I changed it. I did change it because I moved it over. So the first third was here, appointments, and yeah, appointments, and then these were the tasks. And then I started doing like a focus. Let me see if I can have it here. And sometimes I just wrote, you know, things out on this page. I didn't always use it for tasks, but for the main part in the beginning and even through March, I did. And then here I started changing it to weekly focus. And then here I didn't have anything, so I just laid some stickers down. My daughter and I were out of town this week, and so these are our flight information. Yes, here I started using this week's focus. And so here were still my appointments. Here were like important things that I needed to get done, you know, like tasks within the home. And I started using like affirmations, writing them out in English and Spanish because I wanted to practice my Spanish. I had a scripture memorization here, a little tracker here. And these were just things that I wanted to focus on, like high level things that I had to get done that week. And I think I was using, yeah, I was using either my Stalogy or my rings, and that's where I kept my daily tasks. And so these were like just like a resource and just how to organize my week, and it worked well, and I kept on doing that. And I used stickers whenever, you know, I could. I'm a very functional planner, so I would write in stuff first, and then if I have room, and then I would put stickers in after the fact, because I rather, I don't know, something about white space. I like seeing on my page full. And this seemed to work really well. So for 2023, you're going to see the way I use it now. I'm going to share in a minute, but just keep in mind that in 2023, this is looking like a format that I really like the high level things. And because I'm using dailies, I can keep my task there, and I can use my high level focus things that I want to keep track. And here I can, you know, write down my memory verse and my just things that I want to focus on here. I'm thinking that's the direction I want to go, but we shall see, we shall see. So here is just this, again, is this week's focus and memory, you know, scripture memory. And if you notice, I changed the page. It was like the third is over here on this side. And I just, you know, used it the way it works best for me. I was in Chicago, and so I didn't, you know, have a lot of things to do. But so I used a sticker like things I wanted to go, you know, like, or places I wanted to go, like restaurants with my daughter. And yeah. Here's the 4th of July weekend, And here I went back to a to-do list for some reason. Yeah, not sure why, but I tried to make it work and it really didn't work. And here was like, try to do a to-do list like with a tracking, you know, so I don't know what they call that, but you just have Monday through Sunday and then try to X out, you know, when you're going to do it. And that didn't work at all, at all. My brain doesn't function that way. I tried also to use these little stickers for trackers for my YouTube and Instagram to try and encourage me to do that. And I had stickers and I really tried, but it didn't work. And so I love these little stickers from Duncan. These are from Pookie Bear Cuties. And I tried, but it just didn't work. And if you notice, I migrate a lot of things here. And then here I started wanting to use it as, you know, just a single planner and not use two different planners because, I don't know, I just felt like I can put all my information in one. I started documenting, if you've been following me for a while, in my day on one page, I always, you know, memory keep from the bottom up. And so I wanted to document here, and my weather was, you know, I just try to fit too much in this weekly, and I just didn't like that. I just didn't like the way it looked. So I started here keeping like memory keeping high level things in sticker format. Here are my appointments, and then here were just things that I really needed to focus on in the home, like bigger tasks like wash my bedding, you know, I have to weigh myself, wash out my pet's bowl, I have to work schedule, things like that. And I had ordered a Hobonichi Weeks from the Little Craft Place, one of my sneaker weeks, and so I just wanted to keep that card in there for memory's sake. And that's what this week looks like. Whenever my granddaughter stays, I use these little stickers of the little girl. It reminds me of her. And I'm really enjoying this because this is not, this is a quick thing, you know, like I just pick 3 or 4 things that are high level things that I want to keep track of and just put some stickers in, and that's really easy. What I was trying to do before is create like a full page, and that was just too much. And here is just a little, my husband likes to use my office for prayer. There's a men's prayer at like at 5 in the morning, and I'm usually sleeping, and so he likes to come in my office, and sometimes he'll leave me a little post-it, so just to bless me. And I like to, you know, I tipped it in just for memory's sake. I still need to complete this, and sometimes I fall behind. Today's Tuesday, and I think this week I had this whole thing empty, and then, you know, like on the weekend I'll just look at my dailies and then I'll just update it with some stickers. And it's a little redundant because I do have this in my daily pages, but I don't know, I just like the way it looks for now. But again, I may not do this and may go back to doing that that one page. Let me see what I showed you. I may go back to this, you know, where's the focus, the memory verses, and, you know, some tracking. So not sure how I'm going to use it yet, but this is how I'm using it now. I may not even decorate these pages, and I may just focus on maybe what I want to accomplish every day. I don't know, but so far that's a good thing about the weeks. I can change my mind. And here are the different areas. You know, this is the time I get up, this is the time I go to bed. Here's my water tracker, here is my, you know, all the weather I need to put there. These are all my appointments, important information. Here is, I use these little stamps, so if I buy anything I put it in here. You know, just I'm keeping track of everything that I did on my daily pages. Let me just quickly show you the rest of my pages. And as long as I have a place for every piece of information that I want to track, then, you know, for me, it works. When I don't have a place for the information that I have, it becomes chaotic to me, and it's just something that doesn't work. But If I have a place for everything that I need in terms of information, then, and I can easily access it, then it's a good deal. So here is an index. I really don't use an index. I just basically, this is how I do it. I kind of flip through my pages to look for things. I've always done it that way. But I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I would do this in 2023. I'm thinking that if this is something that I look at a year or 2 or 3 years later, that if I'm looking for something, I can possibly use that, but I'm not sure yet. This is some old brain dump Post-its like I had in the front that I have to process, and I have not done that. So here is my 9 pillars. If you follow me for a while, this is something that I keep in my, I used to keep in my self-care, and I keep this in my bullet journal now. And I really enjoy documenting this. So a YouTuber that I followed years ago, she kept this, and she no longer has the videos available. She has them now marked private, but she was seeing a counselor, and I just like the idea of doing this. But the counselor recommended that she have nine areas, you know, of her life, and that she include something in each area in order to be balanced. And that's something that I struggle with, is being balanced, because once I get very interested in something, I have like tunnel vision, and I do it, I'm at it like for 110%. And that's just the way I've always been. Whenever I have an interest in a particular either topic or something I'm learning that is new. But anyway, that's besides the point. So here's family time, leisure, me time, growth, exercise, friends, contribution, us time, that's my husband and I, and work. And I usually like to have a little script, a quote, normally a quote or scripture, but I think this time I just use quotes. This is for February, March, and I am doing this again in 2023. This is April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and this is November and December. The two biggest things for me is time with the Lord, and I'm growing in the Lord, and my family time. Those are my two big things that I like to focus on. So here are goals, and basically the goal run, this is all of January, and the way I divided it was goals, you know, personal goals here, or regular, anything, any goals outside of my home will go here, and this is home. So it worked for the first, you know, 6 months, and then I really haven't done anything, but doesn't mean I can't not do it, since we're already mid-October. This is just, I don't know, I need to get better at working at this, so that's something that I really want to improve on in 2023, is staying on top of my goals. Here is my YouTube section. I just, you know, marked it with just some information there that I want to track. Here is just information that I started using the pages then, just however I needed it. So I just wrote goals, routines, and then here, my dailies are going to be sporadic throughout, because I had used so many pages, and I went back to see what pages were available for me to use. And sometimes if it wasn't really nothing important, I just pasted a grid. You know, I took grid paper from another Hobonichi Weeks, and I just glued it on top. So that's where you see a lot of my dailies, you know, spread out. All my weekends are in another section. It's not very organized, but in my weeklies, I do have it, because the pages are all numbered. In my weeklies, I have here daily pages and memory keeping. No, that's when I did my task. This is when I did not have daily pages. I had, let me see if I can find it. So see here, I had just tasks, just like the bullet journal, you know, per day. I have all my appointments, everything written down like this way, but this format is okay, but I prefer having everything in dailies. And so that's why it says tasks 130 and memory keeping 115. but in my current, I have dailies, and then I have the pages, and then here I have weekend and the page number, and I have that for the remainder of my weeks. So therefore, I know where everything's at, even though this is really messy back here and not organized very well. So let me go back to here, my YouTube. Okay. Hopefully that made sense. And if you have any questions, please leave them below. I'd be happy to answer them. So here is my dailies, and I started this October 3rd, and for 2023, I counted out my pages so I have enough dailies, but here it dawned on me, you know what, this is a mega, I can have this, and I created, that's why I have my dailies here, and then here where I have this blue little tab, I have my weekends, so Saturday and Sundays on one page, and I have enough for the rest of the year. So this is my dailies. This is just graduation notes for my daughter, some random note from my cat. Here is dailies continue, and some more notes. I know this probably looks so messy for some. Here I started using stickers earlier in the year. Robin from Talks from the Heart, I was watching her, and I love the way she had, like, she was able to use stickers and just use one main, well, I used one main, I think she did gratitude, but I think I used one main event of the day. And I got the sticker book, so I just wanted to use stickers. And so I signed up for the subscription for Sweet Quiet Design. And I had fun doing it. So here I started doing the one day, and I should have stuck with just one, like I was doing it here, which was simple, and I made it more complicated. And then sometimes, you know, if I fall behind, it's a challenge to, you know, maintain that. Here I just covered something, and I had an extra page. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for yet, but it's there. I only have one page left from my whole Hobonichi, and I can tip pages in if I need to. So the stickers end here, and then here starts my dailies again. And this is today, and I still need to update it. And this is just a little bookmark that I made of the jelly roll, what do they call it? And I already have it filled out with meetings, you know, stuff that's going on. And here is, I was using it again, like the bullet journal, you know, just write down the appointments and tasks after every day. But here I started journaling, like memory keeping, because I didn't have enough room here. I was doing this, and then I was memory keeping like this, and I just didn't like that. I don't know. Here's my weekend, and so I have enough, you know, for the weekend. Here's another, just kind of like just listing all the tasks per day. I like to see my task per day. I don't like to see a running list. It just doesn't work for me. There's some notes, and then here's some more dailies. And again, I can find where everything's at. So here is a summary, and here's the detail of my day. And then here's December 28th. And so here I have my, and I have it for previous months, but I couldn't cover everything. I didn't have enough time to cover everything. It's just a repeat of this. So every month contains 4 pages. It's the index, my currently, my gratitude, and then my husband's gratitude. And every month these previous months have the same thing. It's just, again, I didn't cover everything. So here is my monthly index. These are, like, you know, the high level things that happen every day, so I can, and I color code so I can find things easily. And then here are my highlights. This is sometimes I take things like happen in the news. Here is Angela Lansbury passed away. Here are just doctor appointments or things that happened. My husband was in the ER. things like that. It's just easy to find. Here's my currently, what I'm currently planning, eating, loving, YouTube, you know, things like that. Gratitude, my husband's gratitude. And here's the same exact pages for November. And this is December. And then my last 2 pages for the end of the year, or the end, yeah, December 29th through the 30th. And then here, I always have like pages in the back. For next year, these pages will be in my second book, because my second book, my Sneaker Weeks, will be from July through December. So what I have is, I have by washi, I decorate just, you know, for the season. So this is Thanksgiving. I will document like, you know, what I'm planning to buy for food, my meal plan, who I'm inviting. I also write down, put down pictures, family pictures for the, you know, for Thanksgiving. And I will also write exactly what we did for Thanksgiving and who came and, you know, things we did. Just, it's a great way for memory keeping. And I do the same thing for Christmas. And you see the washi. And I also write things that we want to do. Just also document like the day, Christmas Eve, like what we did, like a timeline, and then Christmas Day, what we did, and the gifts that we gave everyone, and the gifts that we received. And just, it's just a great, you know, memory keeping system for the holidays. And I also keep a daily, you know, for that. But here is for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Now, even though I have a new bullet journal and that I will start January 1st, I still like to document New Year's Day here, and then I'll also document it in my new bullet journal. And so that's just the way I've been doing it for years. So back here are the information pages that were, you know, that just had information that I really didn't need. So what I did is I glued paper on it, and the only thing that I kept available was my 100. And so here I keep a list of every YouTube video that I make, and my goal was 100, but like I said, I need to work on being balanced. And so this is something that I do want to continue, you know, through the rest of the year. And here is just a little vellum. I like to divide, you know, this section. And so a lot of these are list sections that I will include from now on, I need to transfer them over into rings. And so therefore, when I use my bullet journal in 2023, I don't need to take, you know, extra pages for that. This is a divider from Recollections that I just cut down. Because this has a bump here, and when I write, you know, like where the sticker area, sometimes if I have to write, it just helps to, you know, like do that, and then it helps to keep it. I don't always use it, but sometimes if I have that little bump, I don't know, on the page, it just makes it hard to write. And I think that is it. And then back here, I just have some Post-its, and I use this for pen test. And I do have a GTD workflow that I printed out, and I will tip it in. I will take this out and tip it in my new bullet journal. And then I have the bullet journal quick reference guide that I will also transfer to my new bullet journal when I move in there. And then also the 6-inch ruler that I like to keep. So that is it. That's all I have. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And this is the second time recording this video, and so I may have forgotten to say some things. But again, if you have questions, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time.